guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Sinolwazi April. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. So in today's video, I am teaching you how to make home baked bread. It has been brought to my attention that my brothers and sisters don't really know how to bake bread. Nevertheless, they don't even know how to make the dough to bake the bread. So basically, I will show you how to make the dough, what the ingredients are, to actually baking the bread. So I hope you enjoy. If you do enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. I hope you enjoy. So onto the ingredients that we are going to use. We have our cake flour. I think this is about 4 to 5 cups of flour. It depends on how many people you're cooking for. So that's our flour. It's a packet of dried yeast. You can use a brand of your choice, of course. And then because I want my bread to be brown, we are using the snowflake brown bread with flour. And also here you can use the brand of your choice. Then I have my salt here, so we're going to use 1 spoon of salt. I have my sugar, and then last but not least we have our water. You have to make sure that you use lukewarm water, because if you use hot water your dough will not rise. And how you test the water, if it's correct temperature, you just pour it on your hand, and if it doesn't burn you, then you know that it is the correct temperature. Then if you are using self-raising flour, remember that everything is already in, all the ingredients are already in the flour. So basically all you need is water, and with self-raising flour you need to use cold water. I repeat, you need to use cold water. So now I have my flour, so we're gonna start making the dough now. So I already have my white flour, and then I'm gonna add a cup of the brown flour. You don't want it to be too brown, so we're just gonna add just a tad bit. So that's it. I did mention that I want the dough to rise quickly, hence I'm using the whole packet. And it also says here, if you are using 1 kg of flour, then you use the whole packet. But if you are not in a hurry and you are still doing other things and you're gonna put your dough and let it rise for like an hour or 2, then you can do that. Then in goes our salt, so 1 spoon of salt. And then our sugar. So with this one I actually measure it with my hands, so I put about 1, 2, and a little bit of, and it depends on, it's up to your preference if you like sweet stuff or not, but the sugar helps to actually brown, make the bread brown or turn brown when you're baking it. So what you do, you can either use a spoon or your hands. I'm going to use my hands. So we just mix it like this. Okay, it's I wouldn't say wear a top like this when you're doing this, because wow, I'm just like extra with it. But let's just roll it up so that it doesn't get in the way. Obviously I'm using one hand, so I'm mixing everything together, all the dry ingredients. Mix until you feel the consistency of everything, like everything is mixed. You don't feel the sugar in your hand, and you will know it's ready to go. Then you do make like a hole. That's how I do it. But this doesn't work for everybody, guys. It works for me. So now in goes our water. So pour just a little bit in the middle like this. Then I try to bring it together like this at first. We all have different techniques, but this works for me. So obviously you'll see the dough coming together, and then you add more water, not too much. If you see that you need more water, you're obviously going to get some, because it looks like I'm going to run out of water. So in this like circular motion, you do the dance, you do the things that make things to be done. Okay, so seems like I have more flour than water. We are going to get it. Okay, I need to reach for my knife. Preferably you'll use a butter knife to get this off. I don't want to get my other hand dirty, hence I'm using a knife, because we don't want to be messy, you know. We don't want to be messy. So, just to make things easier, just clean your hand and then put the knife aside. More water. Then now you use your fist, like you go fight with this dough now, like this. You go in like this, right? There we go. See, it's coming along together. Make sure you don't add a lot of water, because when it's wet it won't be easy to now put together. You see, it's coming along. It will be beautiful. It's a bit messy right now. We will have a cute round looking dough at the end. So as I am waiting for the dough to rise, I'll be cooking on the side. So by the time I'm done with that, then it will be ready to go into the oven. Alright, just like that. Other people use two hands, but yeah, no, that's just extra work. So you see, easy peasy. I really hope, guys, like, I'm teaching people something here. And if you have learned how to make a dough from me, please don't be shy. Let me know in the comment section and say, Sinolwazi, guys, like, don't be shy, give me credit, alright? So then what I do is, you see, it's just about ready. We just need to clean, because I clean my bowl and then I put the dough back in. So I'll take a plate and then I'll put this on the side, clean the bowl, clean my hands, put it back in. So this is it. So we put it, and we put it on the bowl like this. Then we put it on a plate, and then we clean our bowl. I'll take my knife again, clean my hand. Okay, I learned this from my mom, guys, because wow, like, for people who have insula, and it's disgusting when you're rubbing both your hands. Now I'm cleaning it like this. We're not about that life. So we be using knives out here so that we get clean hands. And then also with them girls with them long nails, so I think it's best you guys just use the spoon, because I mean, with all of this, how are you going to? But if you do make dough with long nails, please send me a video or a picture of you doing it. I want to see it, because that's one of the reasons that I don't really get long nails done, because wow, you see, with all of this, how am I going to do it? Because I need to get down there. You see, I'm using my fingertips to get in there. Okay, we're not gonna waste this, so I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of water. That's enough. Then put this together. Okay, now I am going to wash this bowl, and I'll be back. Fold it in. You see, the oil actually pulls everything together. Then I'm going to turn it upside down. This is our dough, everybody. Then put it in there. Alright, then we take the lid and then close it. Alright, so I don't know if this part is a thing that people do, or it's like a black thing, Xhosa thing, but we have a thing that we do, me and the things, wow. But basically, if you need your dough to rise quickly, what we used to do, what I still do when I need it like urgently and I need to bake as in yesterday, you take your bowl and then you cover it with blankets so that the heat does the things that make the things for the dough to rise. Alright, but if you don't need it urgently, and also another trick that works, but because I have a big bowl, if you have a smaller bowl, you can put it in the microwave and then that heat, but obviously you're not gonna start the microwave and start baking the dough in there. You just put it so that it gets that extra heat. So whatever place that you can find that has more heat, even if you put it in the cupboard or even in your wardrobe, and then you put your clothes on top of it. That is not, I don't recommend that, but if you wanted to now bake quick and rise quickly, then you do that. So I will then be back when it rises, and then we'll show you how to now put it in the pan and in the oven. Hey babes, so it's been an hour. So an hour later, our dough has risen beautifully, and now for the big reveal. Drum roll. And then there you have it. How beautiful is that? So now I'm going to show you how to put it in the pan. Then we'll leave it for about 10 to 15 minutes to then rise again, while we preheat the stove, and then we are going to put it in the oven. Alright, now I'm about to preheat the oven, about 10 to 15 minutes. So it depends on how powerful your stove is, but I normally bake with 150, but preheating I'll put it on 180, and then okay, let's set a timer so that I don't forget. For about 10 to 15 minutes, then I will put on my dough, and then we'll be ready to go. Alright, now we are going to grease the pan so that the dough does not stick to the pan. So basically I have my butter, then we just do it like that throughout the whole pan, also on the sides, because remember the bread is going to rise, and then we don't want it to stick, we just want it to come off when it's done. I think that's too much butter, but we'll see. And then I will show you how I make it into buns after this. It's supposed to look like this after you've greased it. Make sure it's all covered. Then I take whatever's left on my hands and I just do this because I don't want the dough to stick on my hands. And then I take a bit of oil also as I go along. So don't take too much, just a little bit of oil to make sure that the dough doesn't stick. Then let's move over to my dough so that I show you how I make the small bolakis. Alright, so basically what you do, you just grab your dough like this, right? Then like this, and then like so. Then you just put it in your pan, grab it. Make sure you don't take big pieces because it's still going to rise. So like that. As you feel that your hands are a bit dry, make sure to put more oil. Other people use water, but I prefer oil. And you just more oil. Rub your hands together. Then back at it. That. And there you have it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cover it, then wait for about 10 to 15 minutes while I'm preheating the stove. Then you will see it will actually rise again, and that's when your bread is actually more full, fluffy, and more tasty, when you give it more time to rise again after you actually done your little bowl like this. So I will show you now the last step after it has risen after 15 minutes, and then when it goes to the oven, and then after it comes out of the oven. So stay tuned. Alright, so after 10 to 15 minutes, this is how it's supposed to look. You saw before we let it rise again, there were a bit, spaces in between, but now it's nice, full, fluffy. So you can just imagine how the bread is going to taste. So now it's going to go into our oven. We already preheated it for 10 to 15 minutes. So it's going in. Alright, it's hot enough. So going in, you see that timer going off now is the timer that we set for the preheating. So we are going to put it on 45 minutes because this stove is very strong. So 45 minutes, and then we turn it to about 180. Is that 150? No, we preheat it for 180, and then now turn it to 150 degrees, and then we'll let it bake and then check on it afterwards. And now it's time for us to take the bread out. So it's been 45 minutes, and then let's see how it is. Oh yes! First, right, there we go. So this is how it looks. Wow, Remember when I said don't take big chunks? Well, I made that mistake rather, hence it looks a bit like this, but this is fine. It's up to you. If you want it to be dark brown, you can grill it, but this is just perfectly fine. And prior to this, while I was still waiting for it to finish baking, I made sugar water. So this is a trick that my grandmother used to make, and then my mother then uses it too. So basically you coat the bread with the sugar water for the bread to be softer, for the crust rather to be softer. Because I don't have the brush, I'm going to use my hands. So you go like this. Okay, it's still a bit hot. Obviously I can't let the bread rest on the pan because it will start to so the bread will sweat. Direct translation. So immediately after I coat it with the sugar water, I will then put it on, what do you call this thing, son? Yeah, English just tends to escape me when I need it most, but I mean sana. So let's make sure I get everything coated. Let's go this side. Alright, I'll show you how I do it so that you don't hurt yourself or you don't burn yourself. I think I did this one, but there's no harm in doing it again. Thing plus one, and also go in between so that it will be nice and soft. Okay, I think that's is about it. And also, let's say you're doing this for the first time and you're not sure if your stove was strong enough, if you're not sure if the 45 minutes is enough. So what you can do, what I do when I bake, and I'm not sure if maybe I forgot to set the timer or whatnot. So what you do is you take your knife. I already did this, but because I forgot to do it on camera, I'll do it again. So basically what you do, you just stick the knife in there, and then if it comes out clean like this, then you know that your bread is ready. But if it comes out with dough, then you know that you need to put it back in the oven. So my bread is ready. So what I do is, okay, take my glove and just move it a little bit like that. It seems to be sticking. I think I overbaked it. Okay, just move it around the sides like this to make sure that everything comes out when you turn it around. Alright, just give it a little bit of a. Then what we do is we are going to turn it upside down like this. Oh, let me not burn myself. So we just turn it, give it a little bit of shake. There we go. And then we are going to turn it up again because it can be pressed down. That's it. So voila, that is our bread. Okay, let me just take one piece to show you that it is fully baked. So right, this is it. So what I did, remember what I told you, that it's nice with butter while it's still hot. Let me grab my knife quickly. Right. So remember what I told you when I was still baking, that, you know, we used to fight, my cousins and I growing up, because we all wanted the crust. So now this is, I want you to see that it is fully cooked or fully baked. Then I will open it for you so that you see this is it. You see there is no dough inside, so it is fully baked. And then what I do is take my stock and then let's taste it. You just wrap your steak. You see, I just want you to see this goodness. See, it melts, like automatically melts because the bread is still hot. So let's give it a taste. Oh, it's still hot. Let me not burn my mouth. It's delicious. It is delicious. Sometimes my cameraman and I, my brother or the other side of this, we fight about this. I'm gonna give him the other half, but let me enjoy it first. Alright, let me chew real quick. So babes, that's it for me. I showed you how to make home baked bread from scratch, from the ingredients that you use, from making the dough to actually putting everything onto the pan. And then now you see that our bread is nice and baked. So hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. If it just so happens that you have actually learned how to make a dough from my video, please don't be shy. Please share that with me and tell me that after watching your video I actually did this. I baked the bread and then it came out like this. I'd like to see the results. It's always nice when, you know, sharing something with people and actually see results, that you are actually helping someone. So that's it for me babes. I'm still chewing on my delicious bread. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the share button. I'll see you next time. Take care babes.